A little college football before we talk Steelers. I want to talk about Pitt and Virginia Tech in a moment. But you got number 9 Ohio State taking on Illinois, Navy taking on number 8 Notre Dame, Nebraska number 10 Penn State, and West Virginia 7-3 taking on 5-5 Texas. Let's begin with a place that you once were an assistant with Don Nealon.
I was a graduate assistant.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah, but you were still there.
Yeah. They're playing Texas. I mean, when you think of Texas,
Ricky Williams.
oh, you think
Earl
of
Campbell.
so many people. I mean, and in West Virginia's favor in this game at home. And it amazes me how they've made the transition to the Big 12. When you look at their players and the kids they're recruiting, my tie with them is strictly on the defensive side because we run the same defense. And I think their defensive coordinator, Tony Gibson's one of the best, but they're playing Texas. It's in Morgantown. I like the Mountaineers.
All right, any of those other games interest you? Ohio State, Illinois, Navy, Notre Dame, Nebraska, Penn State.
I mean, Navy and Notre Dame's interesting. We run Navy's offense. They wrote the book on the triple option, so that could give Notre Dame some trouble.
Lane Stadium, 12:20 Saturday, 93.7 The Fan. Pitt 4-6 taking wins over Duke and Virginia. They lost last week to North Carolina at Heinz Field. It'll actually be a week ago tomorrow night, November 9th. Ben DiNucci, 142 yards. Darren Hall's really been coming on strong, 594 yards rushing. Jester Weah, 514 yards and 4 touchdowns. Now, they had a 3-game winning streak, but they have lost their last 2, talking about Virginia Tech, 7-3. Josh Jackson, their quarterback, 2,382 yards passing with 17 touchdowns. These are my observations about Pitt, and I want to get your thoughts. More offense, especially when in the red zone. Defense needs to be more aggressive. Skilled players, but staying focused for 60 minutes seems to be a problem. They've got the talent. Coach Narduzzi recruiting the players he should be looking for, in your opinion. Not that we're going to try to tell the guy what to do, but just some thoughts from a coach to another coach. Heinz Field, great venue. I think they just need to win. And you got to bank on some of the old tradition to start new tradition, in my opinion. All right, go ahead.
Well, the last thing I'm going to do is, give Coach Narduzzi advice. I actually was offered a job as a graduate assistant at YSU by his father.
Oh, yeah.
And Pitt's got one heck of a coach. They got one heck of a tradition. You know, I'm a West Virginia guy, but I'm telling you, if Pitt can get this thing going, Western Pennsylvania would go crazy. I mean, they would. I mean, it's just the tradition there. It's all there. And Heinz Field is a great facility. You know, I'm gonna give you my 2 cents.
Okay.
When Pitt Stadium left, that took a piece of Pitt away. I just feel like that. You know, and I might be too old school, but yeah, you give this guy time. I mean, he knows what he's doing. He's the same coach that was coaching at Michigan State. He was shutting down people, and people are coming in to Western PA and taking kids. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's tough. I mean, you had a kid that kid at Pine Richland is already committed to going to Notre Dame. You can't let that happen. Mm-hmm. You know, and I don't know how that happens. I'm not going to say one thing or another. I do know this: the academic standards at Pitt are very high, and it is a great institution. I do believe Pitt is doing it the right way, above board, and I think there's some things going on in college football today that go on in other places that simply do not go on at Pitt.
All right, now let's talk the Steelers. 4-game winning streak like Tennessee. Tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football, Marcus Mariota completing 62.1% of his passes, 1,783 yards, 7 touchdowns. You have got Ben Roethlisberger, 61.1% of his passes for 2,298 yards, 12 touchdowns. Martavius Bryant, 21 receptions. And I think, you know, look, I know he's been on a high horse of late, but when you got that kind of talent, you want the ball, you want to be competitive. I'm going to cut him some slack, and especially when I saw him do what he did the other night. The kid has got a whole lot of talent, and you do not want to lose him. As good as the core of Antonio Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster are, they've combined for 1,403 yards and 8 touchdowns. You want him in the lineup. Ground game, 106.6 yards per game. Le'Veon Bell leading the way with 840 yards. More consistent offense. Obviously, I think you got Martavius Bryant in there a little bit more. Juju Smith-Schuster, what can you say? Just 21 years of age, a rookie. He's giving you everything and more. Joe Hayden is injured. That's a concern. Cam Hayward, team leader. Special teams, question mark. Stopping Marcus Mariota, here's how you got to look at him. This young man out of Oregon can run the football too. And the offensive line, the Steelers, I think there's still room for improvement there, and they need to get healthy as well. So Steelers, Tennessee, Thursday Night Football, NBC tomorrow night.
I think it might be the best thing for the Steelers, this short week of prep. I still believe in what they're doing. I think there's too much drama associated with their offense. I mean, off the field drama. But I certainly am not going to sit here and tell Haley what to do, because that guy comes circles around a lot of people. And Tomlin knows exactly what he's doing. And the organization, the Steeler organization, is by far the finest organization in football and one of the finest in sports. And again, like we were talking about Pitt, you know, everyone's looking at the New England game. And New England has a win at all costs mentality. And there's things that go on at New England that would never go on in the Steeler organization.
All right, just got a text message from our good friend Mark Nemisak. He happens to be at Mario's dockside with John Pratte telling great stories.
Great.
Do me a favor, talk about John Pratte, Geneva grad,
Yes,
journalist,
absolutely.
what he has meant to sports in Beaver County.
Well, I was so happy to hear that he's going to be inducted into the Beaver County Hall of Fame.
Well
I
deserved.
called him. I went to college with John. He's a little bit younger, and he just has always had a knack for being able to write and to be able to connect. Baseball is by far his passion.
He can write anything.
He can write anything. I mean, if he could make us look good as Geneva football players back when we played,
Listen,
he could.
you not only were a very competitive player, young man, but you have been a fabulous asset to the coaching community, and you have had some great times on the sidelines at Geneva and many more to come. I'll be at the Hall of Fame that night parking cars. So if you need your car parked that night, I'll be in the parking lot. Go ahead, finish up on John Pratte.
John deserved to be in it, and you know, he can write his job description. I mean, let's face it, he really could. And somebody needs to pick him up.
And he is a great interviewer too.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, so knowledgeable.
He is.
He is one of the best baseball guys in baseball. I mean, so you know, John right now is in between jobs.
He's still doing a lot of freelance.
Yes.
And he will be back bigger than
he'll
ever.
be back. We believe in him. I mean, he's. I got to tell you, I think he's one of the best assets to come out of Beaver County. I mean it.
I agree. Listen, thank you. Have a very blessed holiday, and we'll try to figure something out before Turkey Day to maybe do one of these. But Gino has been so nice
Yeah.
to join me for the rest of the Steelers season. You know, the only reason I'm doing this for the Steelers, this is a true story. My love for Dan Rooney, and that's the truth. Has always been good to me, and God bless him. He's no longer with his lovely wife, Pat, is still here, but his son, Art the second, I don't know, Kevin Colbert, they just mean a lot to me. So that's why I'm going to keep rolling with these videos and talk about the Steelers. So I'm so grateful that you would join me to do this.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to add.
Yeah, you are. You're going to actually watch the games now. So if somebody brings some content to the show.
I'm going to be a big fan. I mean, I'm always going to be biased because the Steelers are the Steelers.
They are.
And there's nobody better.
Would you make them, and by the way, I'm usually working or on my way home, so, you know, I get to watch the highlights, so it's going to be up to you to sit down and watch some of these games and kind of teach me along the way. But you really consider them a Super Bowl contender?
I think we get the drama away from the offense. Absolutely.
I got to tell you one other thing.
And I don't know who's making the drama. You guys, the media?
No thanks.
Or
Listen, I do a home improvement show. Don't put me in that category. I do a cooking show. They just every once in a while let me go talk a little sports.
right. It just seems that there's a lot of drama. Maybe maybe that's a question for Jeff after that. We can ask
He's
Jeff.
the real journalist.
We can
I'm here
ask
working for a diet soft drink.
I have water in mine.
Yeah, I know.
This
but
is
that's
what
because you're
D3
healthy.
This is what they pay a D3 coach.
Listen to me. Geneva College will end on this
Geneva
note.
College is
Recent Hall of
tremendous.
Fame ceremonies. There's nothing like that campus. And I can say this honestly to anybody out there who's looking, whether to be a student athlete or for further education or to go back to get more in the way of degrees so you can actually further your education if you've already been at work for a while to help benefit you and your family. There is nothing better in this region than Geneva College.
I just let 18 seniors out of a team meeting yesterday, right? After investing in them for 4 years, I can tell you that those kids are ready to make their mark in the workplace. You know, if they were stocks, we would all want to invest into those kids because of what Geneva does.
Geneva's great. All right, listen, for Gino DeMarco, his lovely wife Cheryl, and everyone, thank you so much, and now go home, okay? I'm